Ding, 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 ding. You were born to win. Yep, you heard it right. Born to win. Created for greatness. Put in the ring to get the victory in every area of your life. Oh, is that good news? I don't know about you, that's good news. And I'll be honest with you, I wish I had known the keys to get that victory and to begin to experience that winning life that God had for me. Took me so many years to figure it out. I don't know if you're in my boat, the boat I was in, not in it anymore, but there was a point in my life I had no clue on why I was here. And you know, it's kind of interesting when I look back over it, as a child, the bell was ringing, ding, 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 but I don't know if nobody heard it or, no, I know what it was. We just didn't think that was going to get us there. You know, we come into this earth, God gives us gifts and graces and talents and abilities that he has placed on the inside of us. I mean, we are loaded, made, prepared, to win. All we have to do is figure it out. All we have to do is work at it, use the gifts, the talents, the abilities that he's given us, and we will live victorious. And Jesus came for us to have that victorious life, not to live defeated, not to just let the days pass by, but to live victoriously, to live fulfilled, to live on purpose. And so as a young child at the age of 2, I remember singing for a funeral of a child that had passed away. But at 2 years old, I was able to sing this song. He has the whole world in his hand. And then at 6 years old, I began to play the piano, just began to pick it up by ear. I could just hear music and just kind of figure out what to do. And then at the age of 8, I had my first choir that I directed, taught the songs, played for them. And it went on and on and on from there, but I was clueless. And I had no idea that the gift that God had given me, was my purpose in life. It was part of my calling. And, finally got on the road to victory and, won a prize, Best Female Vocalist, for the Atlanta Gospel Choice Awards. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting in the chair just going, what just happened? Also didn't know I was called to preach the gospel. That I was clueless about that. And at the time that God was calling me and dealing with my heart, that was not a norm for women to be in ministry. So I faced some challenges and I had to overcome some things to begin to walk out that victory. If somebody had told me that I would write books when I was one growing up that didn't even like to read a book. And now I'm going to write a book, but not only write a book, but write many books, including journals. And I can't even tell you how many there are now, but I bring it up because I want you to know that God has gifted you. And in order to live victoriously and in order to win, we need to be doing what God created us to do. And if we don't do that, then we're going to be challenged in walking in that victory. You know, a fish, everybody know about a fish. A fish is created to live in the water. And that is where he thrives. That's where he can move smoothly. He has no challenge. He is awesome. And we can just observe his awesomeness. But you take that same fish out of the water and you put him on the bank. And he's huffing and he's puffing and he has no ability. He's not able to make any progress. He's not able to do anything fascinating. And it won't be long before that fish will die. Why? Because he is not doing what he's been called to do. And he is not in the place that God called him to be. So I just wanted to jump on and just encourage you that it's time. That's what the Lord said to tell you. It's time. It's time to figure out why you were born. It's time to figure out why you're here. It's time to figure out what is your purpose in life. What has God called you to? It's time to use the gifts and the graces and the talents that God sent you to the earth to use. You may remember Jesus when he was a child. I think he was maybe 12. I'm not sure of his age. But he was with his family traveling, and then when they got ready to leave, they assumed he was with the family, and they were a few days down the journey, days down the road on the journey, and realized that they had not seen him, and got very upset, the parents, and they went back and they found him. The mom, Mary, she was, upset, like, you worried us. What's wrong? What happened? And he said, did you not know that I must be about my Father's business? At that young age, he knew that he had a purpose. And of course, he obeyed and submitted to his parents, and all of those are things that we must do. There are things and guidelines in our life that we need to do to really receive all that God has for us. But he did. But how many of you know he did fulfill the will of God for his life? And we all have to make that decision. I shared in the live last night. You didn't hear it. I encourage you to go back and listen. And I shared the importance of us making sure that when we get to heaven, we hear, well done, good and faithful servant, not just done because we did not do what he sent us to do. I don't know about you. I want to be about the Father's business. And as we go on in life, there are assignments that God places on our life, even within our calling. And so, I've been doing my work for many years, for some decades now. And I was coasting along, and I thought I had done what God called me to do, but he let me know that I was not finished. It was not over. He had not completed everything he had for me. And I said it last night, if you're not dead, you're not done. So we have to be careful about retiring and giving up and just deciding that we've done enough and being okay with that. And if you're not even at that stage in your life, you're at a stage where you are trying to figure it out, or at a stage where you're doing something that you already know you were not created to do, as I did for many years, about 17 years of my life spent at a job that had nothing to do with my destiny. I look back now, I'm grateful that God did teach me some skills that have helped me in my destiny, but I was just not in my place. And we all have to make that decision. I want to encourage you, it's not enough to sit back and just watch everybody else do what God called them to do and admire them. But you got to get in the game. I want to invite you to consider becoming a part of the Winner's Circle. It is a program that I am releasing starting today, that will start in 2 weeks, where those that are really serious and ready to figure this out and to be about the Father's business, I want to encourage you to set up a free session with me, and let's talk and let's see if this is something that God is calling you to help you fulfill your destiny. And then if that's not you, but you want to grow, you want to begin to figure it out, and you feel you can do it on your own, and you just need some information, and you need encouragement, I want to encourage you to follow me, stay with me, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and just get tuned in, get locked in, because I'm going to be sharing content on a regular basis to encourage you, inspire you, to hopefully guide you. I'm actually giving away a free gift today. I encourage you, I put it in the link, but if you have any problems with it, just check my Facebook page or go to my website and you'll be able to get a copy of it. But it's a free gift that I want to give to you that will inspire you. It comes from a book that I wrote called You Will Win in the End. And it's about how to overcome opposition to your destiny. And the reason I say win is because winning means you have to conquer, you have to overcome. I will let you know that the enemy is not going to step back and just allow you to just float into your destiny. That's not going to happen. No, there will be opposition, but the victory is already won. Remember, Jesus said, fight the good fight of faith. Why is it a good fight? Because we've already got the victory. We just need to learn how to fight. And one thing I was telling somebody the other day, I've never fought a physical fight in my entire life, many decades of living, because that's just not who I am. But I fought many faith fights. And I do know how to get the victory. And I'm telling you, the victory has already been won, and you can win it. So I encourage you to make a quality decision. Begin to check my website. Begin to check my Facebook page. And And if you're serious, if you're not serious, then don't bother. But if you are serious about fulfilling God's call on your life and God's plan for your life, I encourage you to set up a free session with me. Now, let me say this. I think this is important. Everybody is not called to fivefold ministry. So when I say step into your calling, I'm not talking about everybody being called to ministry. Everybody's not called to ministry. Just like everybody's not called to be a fish. Everybody's not called, to handle computers. Everybody's not called to be a hairdresser or whatever it is. We all have different gifts. The Bible talks about in Romans 12, do the gift. If you've been called to serve, serve. If you've been called to prophesy, prophesy. If you've been called to give, give. If you've been called to encourage, encourage. That's part of the calling of my life, to encourage you. And so we have to figure out the calling. But let me do say this. If you don't get in the calling, then you really won't be victorious and winning. Why? Because you've been equipped to win in certain rings. Hallelujah. There's a winner's circle for you. That's the name of my program, the winner's circle. There is a winner's circle for you that when you step in, because God has equipped you, and as you begin to develop that gift. See, the gift of books and songs and all of that was in me, but it had to be developed. And I think that's another place that we miss it. We think that because we don't have it going on right now that, it's not real, but it is real and it is a gift. And we have to make a decision that we're going to step into what God has called us to. So I want to encourage you to join me, check my website, get the gift, the free gift that I'm giving away in the link that's attached to this. And let's be about the Father's business. I'm telling you, you were born. I'm talking to you. You were born to win. And I'm telling you, when you figure out what God has put on the inside of you and begin to use it, you will begin to experience victory in every area of your life. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much, and I'll look to see you in the winner's circle. God bless.